Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Knitting Esquire, a YouTube channel all about my knitting and crafting adventures. My name is Candace, and I'm excited to talk to you today about a finished object, some Advent works in progress I have on the needles, a new cast on, and some procurements. So let's just jump right in. You can find me over on Instagram as Candace Sue, ESQ Knits, and on Ravelry as The Knitting ESQ. So without further ado, you can find all of the information regarding my projects that I talk about today in the links below in the show notes. There'll be links to the patterns as well as the yarn dyers that I talk about. And I also have Ravelry project pages set up for every project that I talk about. So I have a finished object. I hope you're excited about it. I'm excited about it. I've worn it a few times already to work. I love it. I was almost done with it last episode, and it is my favorite adventure sweater by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn. And the yarn that I used was Magpie Fibers for the gray main color, and then the 2022 Goosey Fibers Winnie the Pooh Advent. So let me back up here so you can see it in all of its fantastic, wonderful glory. It is just beautiful. And last episode that I talked about this, I had almost all of it complete except for a small portion of the sleeve, which I finished that same day. So I wore it the very next day. It still has not been blocked. I probably won't fully block it. Instead, I'll probably do a slight steam block just because I don't want the yarn fibers to stretch. It's like the perfect length. I made an alteration to the pattern. Instead of knitting it to the pattern and ending, I think it called for like 11 inches under the arm, I knit about an extra 2 to 3 inches, including the ribbing in the hem here. I think it was only supposed to be an inch, and I went to about 2.5 inches just to get a little bit of length and stretch out of it. And then the other alteration I did was in the arms. So instead of knitting a full length sleeve, generally my sleeves, I like to wear them at about the bracelet length like this. Because the yarn is a little bit heavier with all of the different colors, and it's just a little bit heavier than like a standard knit that you would buy in the store. So I went ahead and made the sleeves into 3/4 length sleeves instead of the full bracelet length sleeve. Aside from those minor alterations, everything is knit 100% to pattern. It's the second time I've knit the full sweater pattern. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just a classic top down where you start with the neckline, and then it's got some raglan increases, and then you just keep going round and round until you hit the length that you want. I used every single color of the 24 mini skein Advent, and I still have leftovers, so I intend to use those leftovers for another project. I knit this on US size 4 needles for the main body portion, and then for the ribbing I went down to a US size 2 for the neck, the sleeves, and the body hemlines. Other than that, everything went very smoothly while knitting it. Again, it's such an easy pattern. Tristan creates fantastic patterns. She has a couple of other sweaters that I intend to knit in the future. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I love this one so much I had to knit a second one. The first one I did was also in Magpie Fibers. There's a project page on Ravelry for that as well. And that one was done with a Gilmore Girls yarn Advent dyed by Fangirl Fibers from 2021, and I wear that one in the wintertime as well. They're both lovely. Anybody that is new to knitting garments, this is the perfect pattern for a beginner, for an adventurous beginner, for I don't know, an advanced knitter. It's so much fun with the color changes. You could do it without the color changes. It's just absolutely fantastic. I can't say anything more complimentary to Tristan and her pattern writing. So it's fantastic. So let me turn to my project page in my notes here. I started this on November 5th this year, and I finished it on November 26th. It's probably the fastest sweater I've ever knit. I don't think I've ever knit a sweater or a garment in general in 3 weeks, and that one went by so quick. It was just so much fun. I used around total, it ended up being around 270 grams of the main color, and then approximately, I would say about 10 grams or less of each of the 20-gram minis. So like I said, I have lots of yarn left over, and I intend to use those in another project, probably a blanket, with some other yarn advents that I have that are kind of storybook yarns. I have from Goosey Fibers, her Alice in Wonderland, as well as my current 2023 advent, which is Where the Wild Things Live. And she had a Wizard of Oz advent, like a seasonal advent. And I just thought it would be fun to make a book blanket in the future. So that's what I'll use the leftover yarns for, is that next project. But again, I loved knitting this project. It's fantastic. I will wear it all winter long. It's going to Michigan with me, like I said in the last episode, and it's done and off the needles, and I'm really excited about it. So that is my finished object for this episode. Moving right along into my works in progress, I have been knitting away at my advents. It's basically what has consumed all of my knitting time since December 1st. And I am on track and hopefully will stay that way until the 24th and have 2 fully completed projects before the end of the month to show off. I thought about doing Vlogmas when I started, and it just seemed a little bit overwhelming. So for those of you that haven't watched a Vlogmas or know about Vlogmas, you do daily in the life vlogs from December 1st through December 24th or 25th, whichever you choose. And it's just kind of little short videos of each day and showing off the yarn that you get. And it just seems like a lot of work with everything being so busy at work this month. And with family life, kids having lots of sports and events and other things to tend to. So maybe next year I'll do Vlogmas, but this year it just felt a little bit overwhelming. However, I still have been able to maintain my daily knitting and keeping up with those projects. So to start with, I will go with the one that I am a little bit behind on. That'll be easy for me to catch up. And those are my Advent socks. I'm doing the heel toe do-si-do pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay. I love this pattern. It is absolutely fantastic for self-striping socks. So if you haven't done this pattern, it's so easy to remember. It becomes potato chippy. I can't wait to knit the next day. Or keep going. I'm surprised I haven't gotten ahead because I've just wanted to keep going, but I've told myself not to do that. In fact, I think I've saved up a couple of days at this point where I can just kind of catch up real quick. It takes me about 15 minutes or so to knit it's about 5 rounds per color stripe of the Advent. And so I think I'm 3 days behind at this point, which is fine. It's only 45 minutes per sock, so I'll get it caught up quick. I'm not worried about that. So again, it is the heel toe do-si-do pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, and I am using the 2023 Advent self-striping sock from Freckled Whimsy, and it is called Hearth and Home. And I am knitting these on my US size 1 Addy Turbo Easy Knit needles. Those are my favorite to knit socks out of. I actually started this project by knitting on the Chow Goose, the twists, and the needles are so pointy. I kept puncturing my finger and it was like bleeding everywhere, and it became painful because I just kept hitting it on accident over and over again. So about 4 stripes in, I switched back over to my Addies, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. But I don't think I will use those Chigoos for small like sock in the round knitting anymore. It's just it was just kind of painful, to be honest. So that's about the only hiccup that I've hit so far. Well, yeah. And I am knitting the size small on the pattern, which is 56 stitches. I did a 2x2 ribbed cuff for both socks, and I did that in the this is the mini that came with this set. I bought the mini with the actual sock set, and so it starts off brown, and then you can see from the socks that each day is a different color. So the 1st of December, and so that puts me at what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I've knit through the 10th, so I have 3 days to knit. I'm at the same spot on both socks. I'm knitting them in tandem, so that way I have a fully completed pair. And I'm at about 58 rounds right now from the point that I've started. So I will start the heel and gusset next. I do 60 rounds for the leg, and then once I get through the heel and gusset, I do about 50 rounds until I start the toe decreases. And so I have measured it out based off of each stripe. It gets me about 5 rounds. So I've measured it out to where I know I will hit the full 24 stripes, either through the gusset or somewhat through the toe, and then finish the toe off with this brown mini. And so that's what I have so far. Look at it, matches my shirt. So fantastic. I can't wait to keep going on these. So this will be probably evening, weekend knitting to get caught up. This has been perfect for soccer and basketball games that the boys play on Saturdays, to take this and knit with them. So that is kind of my Saturday morning weekend knitting. And the Freckled Whimsy Advent is on her, I don't think this is her Splendid base, which is a 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It is my favorite base that she has in her store. It is just absolutely so soft, and when you wash them, they get softer. I do not block my socks. I just wash them and throw them in the dryer. I know that's taboo for some, but I love them going through the dryer because it tightens up the fibers, and so they snug up against my leg. I technically am knitting them a size smaller than I probably should. They probably should be the mediums, which is 60 stitches for cast on, but I do the 56 because I feel like they don't slip down my leg that way. And being in Florida, I love wearing them with my Birkenstocks. I actually went out and bought a very specific pair of Birkenstocks so that I could wear socks with my sandals. Very Florida of me, but I love it. And yeah, I started these on the 1st of December, and I will keep going until they're done. So that is Advent Whip number 1. It is living in a bag that I made. This is Tula Pink fiber, and the inside is actually really cute as well. It's like rainbowy and purple, and I love it. So I just make these bags myself. There's a pattern that I purchased that's really simple, and it has different sizes. I usually actually measured this out to be a bigger size than what the pattern is, and it's worked out great. I can fit most any kind of project in here. Some of the sweaters I've done have fit in this too, so I love that size bag. Advent project number 2 is living in my bag by Awesome Granny, or Bags by Awesome Granny. It's so cute with the jellyfish. This is the Adventurer wrap. If you have visited me on Instagram, I am posting this project every day. I post the new color for the day. So you can watch this progress each day if you would like to. I've had a lot of questions about the pattern, so I will go over that. I have knit three of these. This will be number 4 this year. I decided to make this my regular Advent pattern that I knit every year. I love it so much. It's easy. It takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through each section every day, but I just work on it in the morning and usually a little bit to finish it up at the end of the day, and then I'm posting. So today I'm working on finishing up yesterday's color, and I'll start this evening for today's color, and I'll have that done in the morning tomorrow, and then I'll post it, so that way I'm not spoiling anything for those that are opening. I'm actually technically, when I'm posting on Instagram, a day behind, and that seems to work out well. So I will talk about the pattern. It is the Adventurer Shawl or Wrap by Amba O'Brien. There'll be a link down below that you can go to the pattern, but also to the project page for this particular one that I'm knitting. I am doing a daily picture on Ravelry, so you can see it progress there as well. And I put the name of the colorways for every day there too. The Advent is a combination between Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. It's mother-daughter with their own separate companies, and so they alternate each days. So the odd days I've gotten Yarn Cafe Creation colors, and on the even days you get the Dragon Horde Yarn colors, and it's really cute. They started a Harry Potter Advent all the way back from book 1, and we are now in book 7, and they decided to split book 7 into 2 parts, so we'll have the second part of it next year. I'm so happy they did that because I don't want the Advent to end. It's fantastic. I love every color they've come up with so far. I am knitting this on US 5 needles, and I believe the yarn is 85-15, so 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. I will say I fell a little bit behind on this on day 1, simply because I couldn't remember if I had knit, and I should have known because they're wider, if I had knit the shawl size or the scarf size. And I had started by casting on the scarf size and quickly realized into the second round or row that I needed more stitches, and so I had to rip out and start over, and it went from like casting on 80 stitches to casting on 150 something stitches, so it just took a little bit longer, but other than that, this pattern is so forgiving. I'm certain there's mistakes in here, but you know, it's easy. It's like 20 stitch repeats every time, and so you can make it up if you miss something. It's kind of busy anyway, so you don't notice any mistakes, which I love about it. So let me start from the beginning. I just lost the yarn on the ground. Day 1 is this beautiful purple. Day 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to talk about day 5. When I opened up day 5, which is this beautiful yellow and white, there's like some brown and grays mixed throughout, I knew immediately without looking at the name of the colorway that it had to do with Hedwig. And when I saw the name of the colorway, I actually, like, this is the worst part of the movie for me in the book, and both of them, but it's called Hedwig's Last Flight, and Hedwig is my favorite. She's so sweet, and she's always there, and it choked up a little bit. And the colorway is just so stunning and perfect. I knew it had to be Hedwig, so it was. Day 6. And I love this turquoisey teal for day 7. Just isn't, like, I don't even have great words to explain. This whole thing just makes me so happy. And look at yesterday's color that I'm working on right now. It is so fun. It's so fantastic. It is called Xenophilius Lovegood. So when they go and visit the Lovegoods, I believe that is Luna's mother. Maybe it's her father. It could be her father. Um, it is tie-dye and pink and fantastic. But let me scooch back here. Look at it, goes great with my colorful sweater today. It is just the perfect pattern for the perfect yarn, and I love it, and I can't wait for it to be finished. So let me find this yarn that's rolled under my chair. That is Yarn Advent Whip 2. I also have the Goosey Fibers Advent for 2023, like I said. I think I'm going to make a blanket out of that. Haven't fully decided yet, but I only wanted to do 2 Advents because I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up with all 3. It would be too stressful. And my husband has this thing where he doesn't like it or think that it's right if I open up the Advent and don't use it right away. And so he says, don't open it, wait until you go to use it and then open it, you'll enjoy it more. And so I've stuck with that. So that Advent will sit there just like my Winnie the Pooh one did until I'm ready to do it, and then I get excited every day I open it. So when I finally decide I'll start it at the beginning of a month, I'll let you all know. You can be along for the journey, and I'll open it every day, and it will bring me joy later on. Instead of shoving it all in the month of December, I'll have something to look forward to in a month or so, maybe 2 months when we get there. So when I have the perfect project for that, or if you have a perfect blanket that you think would be great for an Advent, let me know. I'm already doing the anthology throw, like I said in my last episode, with my Wizard of Oz yarn. So I'd like to do a different one. I was thinking maybe doing Cozy Comfort or a Jelly Roll, or a Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart. I haven't fully decided yet. So if you have any ideas or suggestions of a great blanket that is good for multiple colors, let me know so I can look through them, and I will hopefully be able to choose something soon. So again, started this on December 1st. I'm pretty much up to speed on this one. I will finish yesterday's color tonight. I think I have 4 more rows, and then I will open up today's color and start that and be on my merry way. So yeah, I will make sure to link this below. There's been a lot of questions over on Instagram about what I'm knitting and with all of these colors. And so you can find all of the in-depth details over on Ravelry. That is whip number 2. And my last whip is a cast on. So over the weekend, I was caught up on my Advents, and I'm still at a place with the sock for my sister that I can't determine if I want to finish it or rip it out. I am not liking it. It's not bringing me a lot of happiness when I look at it. It's so, I'm happy with Scrappy. I'm not happy with not symmetrical Scrappy. Even if it was different colors, but it was symmetrical, I would be happy with it. This one is not symmetrical at all, and so I look at it and it just looks sloppy. And so I haven't been able to bring myself to frog it, which I think is where I'm going to end up going with it. But for now, it's sitting in timeout, and I'll figure out what I want to do with it later. I don't know. Any ideas? Let me know. Any thoughts, suggestions on that? I probably should just frog it. Maybe I'll come back next time and tell you that I frogged it. I don't know. Anyway, I just went ahead and cast on a new sock. One that I knew would make me happier to look at and happier to knit. That, and it's stripy, and I love striped socks. There's a lot of striped socks over there. So this one is, I am doing the Vanilla Socks pattern again by the Crazy Sock Lady K. I always do my socks on 9-inch circulars. I am not a big fan of magic loop. I can't get past the laddering. I can't pull it tight enough. It doesn't look right. And DPNs, I'm good with my knitting looks good on them. I just always end up pulling out the wrong needle, and it's just frustrating. So 9-inch circulars is what I do for every single sock. I will do the heel turn and gusset on the DPNs, and then as soon as I go to pick up for the gusset, I pick up with my circulars, and so I just knit those on the circular part of it. So I try to stay off the DPNs as much as possible as well, and I probably have, I don't know, 8 pairs of these Addy Turbos, so I can knit lots of socks on them because I love them so much. So again, these are on my US size 1 Addy Turbo Easy Knit needles, and I am using one of my club's colorways. I am part of Freckled Whimsy's Magical Mischief, which is her Harry Potter club, and her Wednesday club. And so this was the November colorway, so I'm not giving anything away because December's on its way. Oh, look at how purple and perfect. Purple and perfect. Purple and perfect. It's great. So it comes with a mini. So this is the mini for the cuff. And then I am through probably the first 25 to 30 rounds of the leg here. Oh, it's getting really dark. There you go. And oh, that's much better. There you go. And this is on her Splendid base again, and that is the 85 Superwash Merino 15% nylon. This colorway is called Black Dahlia, and again, it is from Wednesday, the Netflix Wednesday show, in her club colorway. And let's see, there is a purplish mini. It's like this wine with kind of a magenta throughout, and now it's really dark. Eventually it will capture itself again. And there's just kind of like that burgundy Merlot wine color throughout. It's beautiful. I started this on December 10th. I had finished up my Advent knitting and I wanted to keep knitting, and so I just cast on this sock because I know that when we go up to Michigan I will probably need a project since my Advents will be done, and so I'll already have this cast on and can knit away on this. Again, I cast on with a 2x2 rib for the cuff. I do 20? I think I did 20 rounds. Yeah, 20 rounds for the cuff, 56 stitches, and I will knit this like I normally knit all my other socks. And it is living in my Winnie the Pooh project bag that I made. So I just transferred it over. Again, with the cute little 100-acre woods in there. It's so cute. I couldn't remember what place I had purchased this fabric from, but this is from Spoonflower. So you can buy this on Spoonflower if you want it. And that is the last work in progress I have. So to wrap up, I have a couple of things that I've procured, and they are the December club colorways from Freckled Whimsy that I've gotten. Magical Mischief, which is the Harry Potter. This one is called the Cloak of Invisibility. Oh, look at the blues. It is just fantastic. This is actually pretty true to color. It's a little more purple than it is in True Life. It's more of a periwinkle, got a little bit more of a baby blue in there, but this is on her Kismet base. She ran out of Splendid, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 370 yard 3-ply fingering. It's also very soft. I'm looking forward to breaking these out. It seems like, though, this yarn might be a little bit thicker than the Splendid. Yeah, it is a little bit. So we'll see how squishy they are when I start knitting with those. So that is December Club colorway 1, and then the Wednesday Club for December Oh, this one's good too. It's also on her Kismet base from Freckled Whimsy. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it is called Sometimes the Monsters We Least Expect Are the Most Dangerous, and it is an 8-stripe repeat. Oh, look at those colors. It's so fun. This one really matches my sweater today. Guess I'm in the stripey mood. With a nice neutral caramel camel color mini. It's actually kind of in this stripe here too. Okay, those two match. And then the last procurement just actually came in the mail today. I have not tried out this yarn, so I'm really looking forward to trying it. So far, just by touch, it's very soft. It is very smooth. Actually, it's a lot softer than other 75-25 I've used before, and it looks a little bit thinner than a normal fingering. These are going to be light. That's going to be awesome. So this is called the Mrs. Claus fingering sock set. It's on the Sanibel base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it is by 3 by the Sea Designs. Look at the Christmas. Look. Oh, I saw it. I had to have it. It won't be done for Christmas. Maybe next year. I could knit it in July. Ooh, Christmas in July. This will be socks for sure. Or it could be a Musselboro hat. Ooh. That's tough. I'm going to have to decide. You decide. Socks or a hat? Or something else? I don't know. So those are the items that I've procured this month. It's only the middle of the month. I'm certain more yarn. Actually, I know more yarn is on the way because I did some Black Friday, small shop Saturday, small business Saturday shopping. So that's on its way. I just got a message today, so I'm looking forward to that coming. I have a project already in mind for the fade that I bought from Goosey Fibers. As you can tell, I love her yarn. If you tried it, you would love it too. I am intending to do the 2023 Hyber Knit Along by Stephen West. I've already downloaded or purchased the pattern. The yarn should be here this weekend or next week, and I will wind it up and bring it with me to Michigan and cast it on and have a great, wonderful project to work on while I hang out with family. And I can't wait for it to get here, along with the other projects I have. Some of these will be done though, so it'll give me a reason to cast on a new project or finish something else. I don't know. Too many projects, such little time. Work gets in the way too much, right? I know. Okay, well, I think that is what I have for this episode. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're working on. I would love to keep in touch with you. Follow me over on Instagram again at Candace Sue ESQ Knits. And you can find me over on Ravelry with all my projects as the Knitting ESQ. And like, subscribe, hit the notification button, ring the bell, all of that happy YouTube stuff that you're supposed to do to let me know that you like what you see. And I will see you next time. Bye.